Hi there, welcome to class. I'm Miss Faust. Today we're going to go over the story by Richard Connell, The Most Dangerous Game. Okay, so please make sure that you have some paper handy and a pen or pencil. You may want to take some notes. Plus, I will be giving you an assignment. Yes, indeed, I will be giving you an assignment. Get all excited about that. Oh, I can see you are. Okay, well, let's get started. So we have The Most Dangerous Game. So our prediction game, what are we talking about? Are we talking about Monopoly or animals, vicious animals roaming an island? Yes, indeed. We are talking about animals that are game. In other words, animals that we go out and hunt. Okay, so we learned that Rainsford, along with the general, namely Zaroff, are both hunters. Yes, both do hunt big game, and Zaroff has hunted any type of animal on this earth, according to him. Okay. And we've already said that Rainsford is not really that sympathetic with the animal. If he hurts one, oh well. Okay, after all, that's what hunting is all about. It's about killing an animal. We don't worry about how it feels in its last seconds on this earth. Okay, now we also learn later that changes, doesn't it? Okay, so he ends up on the Ship Trap Island, doesn't he? After he sort of falls off his ship, yeah. Amazing. The next thing, he's in the water. And his transportation is sort of down that direction somewhere, and he's over here somewhere and going, hey! And nobody can hear him. So yes, he swims during the nighttime. He hears a noise. He's wondering, he's going, that doesn't sound like an animal. But he goes in that direction, and he ends up on our Ship Trap Island. The island that all sailors that come in that vicinity, that come nearby there and think, oh my gosh, this is scary, I don't want to be here, oh, this is scary, because they've heard some gossip about this place. It is not a place where you want to get stuck. Okay, so he meets Ivan, and Ivan's not very, sorry, I'm also referring to my book to make sure I get the highlights. I will be looking at some other notes at the highlights. Okay, so he meets Ivan. And Ivan, again, is not a very friendly soul. After all, he is a Cossack. He is used to taking orders from his boss, which would be General Zaroff. And he is a protector, like the Cossacks were, of the Tsar and the family. So, yes, he's used to protecting Zaroff. And if that means hurting someone, killing someone, yes, he would do that. Okay? So he meets Ivan. Then he meets Zaroff, and Zaroff, when he finds out, oh my goodness, this is Zhang Rainsford, he's going, oh wow, I've read your materials, I know everything you've written, oh wow, this is so exciting, so nice to meet you. And yes, they have a wonderful dinner in which he starts talking a little bit about himself, and you start picking up some little clues. You can start making some predictions here. For example, at one point he says, he's talking about the animals he's been hunting, and he says, hunting tigers ceased to interest me some years ago. See, Rainsford still has an interest in hunting. No matter what, he still is a big game hunter. I exhausted their possibilities, you see. No thrill left in the tigers. No real danger. I live for danger, Mr. Rainsford. Exactly. He lives for danger because that gets his adrenaline going. He loves the idea. And tigers, they're just not tricky. He can find them. They're not smart enough. They cannot outsmart him. Again, we're talking according to Zaroff. Okay? You got to understand that. So he has found a game. And I'm not talking on Monopoly here. He's found a game that is smart. That can be tricky at times. Okay? But he's still able to outthink this game, but he's hoping that he will come across a perfect example of this game, that he will really have a challenge. And guess what, folks? He sees that in Rainsford. Rainsford's very smart. He's a good hunter. He's military. Remember, he did fight in the war. He's seen the bloodshed. He's seen the brutality. Okay, war is not beautiful. Zaroff is also military. I mean, he wouldn't be called general if he, just hand out titles in any country. Okay, no countries can go, hey, I'll call you general. You're not a general, but you're a general right now. Okay, so he has led troops. He has done battle. He too has seen bloodshed. But they're kind of different angles. General Zaroff doesn't have any sympathy. Rainsford, maybe not for the animals, but does have some sympathy in war, the loss of life. But he's picked up a lot of smarts, ways to out-trick the enemy. All this will come in handy. Okay? So yes, so Zaroff is so proud. He's found the perfect game, and he just wants to share it. Nice dinner, good drinks, good food, and yes, we'll have a nice, there's a bedroom, you sleep nice, clothes, he's got everything. Ivan takes care of all that, okay? That's just great. Okay, at one point he says, no animal had a chance with me anymore. That is no boast. It is a mathematical certainty. The animal had nothing but his legs and his instinct. Remember, animals function off of instinct. Instinct is no match for reason. Man, I'm talking man and general, men and women, work off of reason. They think it out. They think logic. Animals don't. They go by instinct. If they smell fear, they may go for it. Or if they smell something that's not good, they may run. Instinct tells them either attack or run. Instinct is no match for reason. When I thought of this, it was a tragic moment for me, I can tell you. It came to me as an inspiration what I must do. Yes. So he's giving little hints to Rainsford. Okay. But no animal can reason, Rainsford said. There is one that can. But you can't mean, gasped Rainsford. Rainsford figured it out. Who can reason? What animal can reason? Yes, exactly. Man can reason. Okay? So he's talking about hunting man. Basically, hunting men. Yes, indeed. Life, here's his attitude toward life. Life is for the strong, to be lived by the strong, and if need be, taken by the strong. The weak of the world were put here to give the strong pleasure. I am strong. Why should I not use my gift? If I wish to hunt, why should I not? I hunt the scum of the earth, sailors from tram ships, Lascars, blacks, Chinese, whites, mongrels. A thoroughbred horse or hound is worth more than a score of them. Doesn't matter what color, where they come from. Sailors, that is why they don't want to be near ship trap. They notice something happens and they could be killed. And that's exactly. Somehow he has it triggered that 1 minute ships are going nicely, there's nothing in their way. Next minute something comes popping out of nowhere and there goes their ship, sinking. And he has now men that he trains, gets ready, feeds them, clothes them, makes sure that he has sleep and everything, because he uses them as game, doesn't he? Okay, as game. So guess what? It's a challenge. Zaroff and Rainsford. So yes, Rainsford, the hunter, now becomes the hunted, doesn't he? Now he learns what those poor animals felt. Fear. So yes, Zaroff gives him this challenge. If you win, I'll make sure you get off the island. If you don't, oh well, you're dead. 3 days. So we read how smart Rainsford is. But he is triggered by fear, isn't he? So he starts to use instinct. It's not just reason that he works off of, his military training and the like, and trying to think like the enemy during the war. Zaroff gives him a head start. Okay. Zaroff goes with weapons. He has dogs. He's got Ivan. At one point, he loses one of his dogs. At another point, he loses Ivan because Ivan gets killed instead of him. Okay? So he's got to use his brain. He's also working off it. He's got to use that instinct of his. Reason and instinct to stay alive. Because that's his goal. He's going to stay alive. But now the hunter becomes the hunted. Rainsford is now the hunted. So you read for 3 days what happens. Okay, as I said, Ivan dies and a dog dies. Okay, we'll ignore that phone call, perhaps. Okay, so it's sad. Poor guy dies. Oh well. But yes, Zaroff is thinking he's made it. At the end, he's so sure, so proud of himself, thinking, I got another enemy. Yeah, this is great. Goes home, eats, makes himself happy. He's like all excited, ready to go to bed. And oh my gosh, there's Rainsford. How'd you get here? I swam. It's better than walking all the way over here. So they dueled it out. Who won? Rainsford. Exactly. He killed Zaroff. Okay. So yes. So, sorry, I'm referring to make sure I got highlights. The general was a killer, wasn't he? Rainsford wasn't. So does he become a killer like Zaroff? Is he too now a killer? Something to think about. And when you think about that, does he have the right to kill General Zaroff? It's his life or Zaroff's. There's no way he would have been able to leave. But then again, you might say, well, he could have, since he was already in the water, he could have swam. To where? Okay. So that's what you've got. And throughout this story, Connell uses foreshadowing because there are little clues throughout. When he's talking about tigers don't interest me anymore, you start getting the idea, okay, what kind of animal interests you? There's one that's got reason. Oh my gosh, is that a man? And oh my gosh, is he thinking about Rainsford? So that is what you have in this story. Okay. I'm trying to make sure I hit that. Okay, so we got his attitude toward life. Okay, we got his at the end, right? And you could tell that once he becomes the hunted, Rainsford, he's a little bit shaky at first. But then he realizes, wait a minute, like an animal, I want to live. But unlike the animal, he's got some reasoning. Okay. He can figure out a way to perhaps slow down Zaroff. Animals may not. Their instincts sometimes may lead them into their trap. Okay. Okay. Here is what we can call some themes. Reason versus instinct. We are talking about the reasoning of man versus the instinct of an animal, aren't we? Violence and cruelty. Zaroff is used to cruelty and violence. He goes around killing animals. He became a general because he obviously killed people in the old country. And he's now doing what? And he's now killing helpless people. So here we can have an explanation. So themes. Reason versus instinct, violence and cruelty. This is explained this way. Zarov's violence initially shocks Rainsford. So I'm going to be using Z and R for their names. It does, doesn't it? Rainsford is shocked at first. Oh my gosh, you can't be going. He's looking at, what Zarov has got, in his island and everything. He's looking at this and going, those poor helpless men. You can't do that. Who goes around killing innocent people? Okay. But as he fights to stay alive, which he does, remember, he was able to kill the dog and Ivan. Of course, those were accidents, but okay. And Zarov can see that he really is up against a sharp cookie. He is well trained. But as he fights to stay alive, he becomes caught up in Zarov's game. A game of life. It is the most dangerous game because it's your life. Zarov tries to justify his violence with civilized arguments. Civilized. Is this truly civilized to say that, again, life is for the strong? The weak of the world were put here to give the strong. Is that civilized? If you're weak, you don't belong. But those of us who are strong, we can get rid of those of you that are weak. Is that a civilized argument? These poor men, these poor men that he finds, okay, mongrels, Chinese, whites, so on and so on. Is this civilized to talk about them the way he does, hunt the scum of the earth? That's civilized? Okay, not really. Maybe in his mind it is. So yes, you've got two men so different and in a way alike. In the end, a man who didn't kill for no reason does. Critics might say, that was wrong. But it's his life or Zarov. There's no way he could have gotten off that island without somebody's help. And Zarov was it. Okay, so yes, at the end, he had never slept in a better bed, Rainsford decided. He is the winner of the most dangerous game. Is he a killer now too? See, make sure I've got everything. Is he as bad as the Cossacks? Okay, what did you think about that? If you have any questions or anything about this story, let me know. Let's turn to our essay. The topic, yes, we're starting the essay. The topic is, what are three conflicts in Connell's story? Discuss them. Here is a hint. Man versus man centers around Zarov's bet with Rainsford. Man versus nature, Rainsford and nature, obviously, when he's out and about. Man versus self, Rainsford and himself. Within himself, can he do it? Can he go out and kill in order to stay alive? And man versus society, Zarov and society. Remember, he left his old country to come here because he was hunted. So these are hints. So you could take man versus man, man versus nature, man versus self, and go from there. So be it. Okay, so let's come over here. Use the PA writing formula that I discussed. You develop the conflicts by using evidence from the story itself. Okay, you need to develop it. You need to go through the story and find if you decide to go this route. This is just a hint. You don't have to go this route, but it might give you an idea and you can go, okay. So if you decide to do, let's say, man versus nature, you need to find all the evidence regarding man versus nature in this story in order to get that paragraph. Okay? And then in the first question, I need you to make sure I see Connell's name and the title of the story. And the title is in quotation marks. Please remember that. For today, you need to do paragraph 1. Does that make sense? Paragraph 1 only. The 3 questions. So again, what are 3 conflicts in Connell's story? Discuss them. please make sure you either put a pause to the video or that you've been writing this down. Okay? Do you have any questions? I know that was fast. There's so much we could talk about regarding this story. Many more questions I could go over, but again, if you want more information, let me know. Contact me. Okay? And I hope you have a great day. Make sure I get paragraph 1 today. Send it to me immediately as soon as you're done with it today. And until next time, take care. Bye-bye.